Yo guys, it's your boy Hybrid Hit Squad and I'm back again with another football video, and in this video we're doing a mid-season review of the 2021-22 season for Arsenal Football Club. So now I'm going to go through the starting 11 for our last game, which was a 2-0 home win against West Ham. So this video is being made before the Norwich and I think we have Leeds as well. This video will be coming out after those games, but I'm making it before those games. So in goal for that 2-0 win at home against West Ham, we had Ramsdale in goal. Really solid job. Didn't have a great deal to do. I think he made a couple of saves. Fornals had a shot that was a really good shot. I think someone else had a shot as well that just got tipped over. And, I don't think it did. Yeah, but Ramsdale had a solid game. Distribution was nice. Tierney as well, bombed forward, had a really nice connection with Martinelli, done a really good job at left back. Gabriel marshalled the back line nicely. Same with White, to be fair. Tomiyasu did a solid job as well. At right back, even overlapped a bit, was getting forward a bit more. And that really helped our attack as well, being more dynamic, having those overloads from both sides. So the back four did a really nice job against West Ham. As you can tell, we kept a clean sheet. I think Xhaka played quite well, to be fair. Was solid. Didn't make any glaring mistakes from what I can remember. Cycled the ball nicely. I mean, does what Xhaka does. in simple terms, like he done what Xhaka does. Doesn't necessarily make the most ambitious of passes, but he's there to serve a role. And on the left side, he'll be solid defensive. He'll be fairly solid defensively as well. Partey was probably a bit better than what we've seen in recent weeks. Probably in better form. He has moments, but also at times he was a bit slow on the ball. Was getting caught off guard by the likes of Souček and Rice. Occasionally Antonio would be hassling him too, but overall it was quite a physical game, to be fair. And I was even saying to some of my friends, just in terms of the physicality of the game, it was kind of reminding me of the old Arsenal versus Man United games, where it was, of course it was a technical battle, but it was very much a physical battle too. It was a really physical battle, and the referee was letting things go, to be fair. Arsenal did get a penalty, but on the whole, the ref was letting a lot of things go, and it was quite a physical game. On the wings, we had Martinelli left wing, Saka right wing. Gabriel was so energetic, ball recoveries for days, worked so hard defensively, got his goal as well, well deserved. Saka was absolutely electric down the right, had all the sauce in the world. Tore the likes of Masuaku to pieces consistently. Nutmegged him, was ripping him apart, beating him for pace, beating him for skill, time after time. Masuaku had no chance, honestly. He had no chance there. Then attacking midfield, they had Odegaard, who works really hard attackingly as well. And he's a really neat player. He can make these flick-ons. He's got this super tidy first touch. He'll move the ball quickly. I mean, it is very similar to Ozil, but Odegaard does the dirty work as well. He didn't stop running. He was pressing for as long as he was on the pitch. He was pressing and pressing and pressing. He was a big part of why we won that game as well. But arguably, no one was bigger than Lacazette. What a performance Lacazette had. Honestly, I could say one of the best performances I've ever seen him have in an Arsenal shirt without him scoring. A captain's performance. But to be fair, I also think these sort of performances aren't uncommon from Lacazette. He's not a massively inconsistent player. He does what he does. Lacazette does what he does. He is what he is as a player. But I think the real difference today was everyone else around him was doing their jobs. Honestly, I think everyone around him was doing his jobs. Odegaard was creating too. Martinelli was a goal threat. Saka was also a goal threat and was beating his defender as well. Xhaka could get the ball, move it. Tierney was overlapping. Tomiyasu occasionally was getting forward as well. People around Lacazette were actually doing their jobs for once. And when you've got Lacazette doing what he does and everyone else doing their jobs too, you're going to get a great performance like we got. There's not a great deal to criticise. West Ham didn't have the best performances. But I think that's partially due to us. We pinned them back very quickly and quite far back too. We had Antonio, their striker and main goal threat, pushed so far back. You know, at times we're essentially pushing him out of the game. We're making him a fullback, a defender. At times, a fullback, or right back, or even defender. You know, we're pushing him that far back. You know, so that was definitely part of our doing. You know, I think we should take a lot of credit for that, of course, because we did push them back a lot. In terms of a mid-season review, let's go through some of the results that we've had this season. So, you know, of course, we had the first 3 games. You know, some people are going to say, okay, with those first 2 games, it's a write-off. In terms of write those first 3 games off and ignore them. Unfortunately, we can't do that. Unfortunately, the league table doesn't work like that. It doesn't only count your wins, unfortunately. But obviously, we kicked off the season with a 2-0 loss to Brentford. To be honest, the game should have been called off. It should have been postponed. Because like now, we're seeing games being postponed because players have COVID. Our players had COVID, but no mercy was shown to the Arsenal, once again, by the authority. We then lost to Chelsea and Man City, which, I mean, you can call those 2 write-offs because they're better than us, and especially City away, you know, 9 times out of 10 we're losing that game, you know, if we're honest. And Chelsea too, because man for man, I think even at the Chelsea game, we still had some players out, and the City game too, to be fair. But we're looking at it man for man, they're better than us. You know, man for man, they've got better players. They've won trophies. They've got a more experienced manager as well, that can manage the games better. Not to knock Arteta, but you know, Tuchel and Pep are more experienced. That's not a disrespect to him. That's not Mikel out. It's a fact. And when you're coming against a team that's man for man better and a manager who's won more and got more experience, you're going to struggle. It's going to be a tall order getting anything from those games. And unfortunately, we didn't. We then went unbeaten in September with wins over Norwich, Burnley and Tottenham. A really big result against Tottenham. A 3-1 result. And then we then went unbeaten in October too. We kicked off the month with 2 draws against Brighton and Palace. The Brighton game was pretty bad to watch. The Palace game we got quite lucky, but you need that luck. You know, no one's going to win 38 games in a season. You know, it's not happening. And you need that luck sometimes. I think Lacazette had got a really late goal. And you need that luck. There's nothing wrong with making a substitution, they scoring late, and you save a point. You know, that's what the substitution was there to do. Lacazette was there to do, and he done it. To be fair, then a 3-1 win over Villa, 2-0 win over Leeds, and 2-0 win over Leicester. You know, that win over Leicester was really impressive to me, and that 3-1 against Aston Villa too. You know, that was a great performance, and the Leicester one too, particularly, was a great performance. And then we get into November, where we had a 1-0 win against Watford and a 2-0 win against Newcastle, but we did lose 4-0 to Liverpool. And like I said, like I said before, when you've got a team that man for man is better, with a manager who's more experienced, won more, the players have won more, you know, you're always, and it's at Anfield, you know. I don't care who you are. You're lucky to get a point at Anfield. I don't care who you are. You know, and we didn't do it. You know, Arteta was eyeing Klopp on the touchline. I love to see that. But you know, we lost the game, and it's not particularly angry because when you win the games you're supposed to win, the Watfords, Leicesters, the Villas, the Newcastles, and then you lose to a team who, quote, you're supposed to lose to or struggle with, then I can't be as angry. If we had lost to Watford, Leicester, Villa, Newcastle, and then we lost 4-0 to Liverpool, then that would have been the icing on the cake. And I don't think Mikel would still be in a job right now. But because he'd built up that credit, You know, everyone knows we're not better than Liverpool. Every Arsenal fan knows that. But they know we're better than Watford. We can get a result against Leicester and we can get a result against Villa. And we're better than Newcastle. You know. The fans know that. Fans aren't stupid. But we move on into December. We started off December pretty badly, to be fair. We started off pretty badly. A 3-2 loss to United, rather. And again, like the Liverpool one, they've spent stupid amounts of money on that team. It could have gone either way, to be fair. It was a bad loss to take, because I think Arsenal could have won that game if we managed it a bit better. But again, these games happen. You know, you get results like this in a season where sometimes your luck just runs out a bit on that day. Again, at Old Trafford, you know, I don't care who you are, you're going to struggle to get anything at Old Trafford. You know, they've got Ralph Rangnick there, and that was Ralph's... Oh, no, I don't think they had Ralph. No, that was Carrick. That was going to Carrick. You know, they had Carrick there. But Ralph was essentially pulling the strings, if we're all honest. And Ronaldo scored twice, you know, as he does. You know, when you've got a player like Ronaldo, there's always intangibles. Always intangibles. You know, you could be losing 2-1. Ronaldo gets on the ball, scores twice, and you win 3-2. Or Odegaard gives away a penalty and Ronaldo scores and you win 3-2. You know. But then we lost against Everton. You know, that Everton loss is probably I don't know. It's probably the worst loss we've had this season. You know, one of the worst performances I'd seen. You know, Everton were there for the taking. They had fans walking out the stadium. This was a perfect time to play a team like Everton. And we could have really put them to the sword and put a couple of past them. But they absolutely piped us. You know, Richarlison had, I think, he had 2 goals disallowed. It could have been 4 or 5-1, honestly. We were lucky it was only 2 because his goals got disallowed. But Everton, in their defence, were relentless in their approach. Rafa's got them playing. Once he's got them playing, because they're still haven't won. This was the first game they won in 8 or 9 games. So Rafa hasn't got them playing at all. But he got them playing against us. You know, it was a very good result for Everton and Rafa there. And then we move on to Arsenal 3, Southampton 0. A really good performance from Arsenal here. This was without Aubameyang. Yeah, so this is another key part of the season when Aubameyang had left or gone out on a trip to visit his mother or something, and didn't come back in time or something along those lines. You know, I'm not there. I don't know the ins and outs. There's a lot of speculation out there, and I don't want to speculate. Ultimately, but yeah, so that had happened, and then we beat Southampton at home 3-0, and now we'd beaten West Ham at the Emirates 2-0 too. It's shown we don't need Aubameyang. We never needed Aubameyang. I mean, I'm saying we never needed him, but since he signed his new contract, the performances he's been putting in, we haven't needed him. You know, he hasn't been carrying us. For lack of a better term, he hasn't been carrying us like he was before. And like how Alexis Sanchez was carrying us before. He hasn't been doing that. So, to be honest, it is what it is with Aubameyang. We'll struggle to get rid of him, of course, because he's another old player on huge wages. We shouldn't have re-signed him. I said this at the time. I'm also saying that now, but hindsight's even better. You know, hindsight's proven me right. I think he's got 14 goals since he signed that new contract. For a guy who should be getting double that in a season, you know, it's not really good enough. But nonetheless, to be fair, and now Arsenal, where are Arsenal in the league? Let me have a look. I believe they're 4th at the moment. Look at the table. Yeah. So right now Arsenal are 4th by a point. You know, nowhere near 3rd at all. We're about 8 points off 3rd, so we're not close to that particularly. We're up to 4th now, and it's been a long time since Arsenal have been at fourth at this point in the season. It's quite exciting because it looks like we'll at least finish in a European place. Hey, I hope I haven't spoke too soon because we didn't do it last season. But fingers crossed we can. We've definitely got the quality to do it. There's no doubt about that. Because we're looking at the top 7. We've beaten Tottenham and West Ham, who are in that top 7 as well. We've beaten Leicester, who are 9th, Villa 10th. We've got the quality to finish top 7. There's no doubt about that. And it's how high we finish is really up to the players and Arteta. How many times do they get it right? Hopefully they get it right more times they get it wrong, which is really what we need. More consistency. And to be fair, after the first 3 games of the season, we started to see that more consistency. And the table's so tight where 2 results can take you completely out of the race. 2 results can put you back in there. I think after we'd lost to United and Everton, we were down at 7th. But then we beat Southampton and West Ham. We're back up to 4th now. We're back in the mix. Now we are 5 points ahead of 8th, which is not a great deal, but to be fair, Tottenham have got 3 games in hand on us, and they're only 4 points behind, so they'll be back up there soon. Hopefully not, but they likely will be. But yeah, that's been my mid-season review for Arsenal. We've gone through the results that we had since the start of the season up until now. We went through the starting 11 that we had against the last performance against West Ham. It's looking like hopefully it could be one of our better seasons after Mikel Arteta finished 8th in back-to-back seasons. But unfortunately, my friends, only time will tell. I hope you like this video. Slightly a bit different, but similar at the same time as well. If you got any suggestions on if I should do another team or what teams you'd like to see me break down next, make sure to leave that in the comment section. If you like this video, make sure to leave a like. If you don't want to miss out on any more videos just like this, make sure you subscribe. It's been your boy Hybrid Hitsquad, and I'm out. Peace.